If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, the Innkeeper, and this is our live call-in talk show all about the Wheel of Time. Now, tonight is a special announcement and news episode, so instead of me just riffing off what's coming up, let me introduce my friends and guests of the show. Welcome, Alan from The Wheel Reads and Corey Lansdell, my friend and artist. How are you both doing? I love by the way, I think it's like the double hand. I think we've established it's the double hand. Yeah, there we go.
Double hand.
There we go.
Jazz hands.
Double hand wave. Jazz hands. There we go. I said double hand. Now I feel weird about that. So can we restart? And I'm going to do jazz hands next. So welcome both of you. It's awesome to have you here. But before I jump into because I want to find out what's going on with both the podcast and Corey with your art recently. Before we do that, let's just jump into announcements. Let's throw a first announcement out to the crowd. Appreciate everyone that's watching us live. This August, here's our schedule coming. Our first episode will be next Watt Wednesday. We're going to talk about polling the Wheel of Time. That's right. Twitter of Time's own Rogue Aelfin, Watt polls, you know him well. He's been running polls for all of fandom, and I want to bring him on. We're going to talk all about, just the Wheel of Time, kind of favorites, talk about how things have changed, maybe with the TV series coming out, new fandom joining us. It's going to be a lot of fun, and of course, we're going to do a lot of polling of our guests that night. I can't wait. That one's going to be a lot. That one's going to be a blast. That one, I saw that just recently. Just favorite books. Everyone does this on Twitter. You don't see it elsewhere as much, but it's just everyone throws a poll out there, and so I thought let's just talk through all the polls, find out what everyone's favorite stuff is. So that being said, if there's your first first panel that we'll have this month. Now I want to kind of find out, Alan, about The Wheel Reads. Why don't you introduce kind of your podcast to our viewers and tell us a little bit what you guys do?
Sure. Well, I guess I'll start with how it all got started. This was a very selfish thing. Back, I guess it was last April, was when I found out, not last April, but I guess 2019 April, I found out the TV show was going to come out, and I decided to start a reread of The Wheel of Time. And as I started reading it, I realized I still don't have any friends that read Wheel of Time. So I decided, well, how about I just start a podcast and rep to my friends in that haven't ever read it before, and be a first-time reader podcast and get their reactions as we go chapter by chapter through it. Took several months to put it all together, but Ian and Chris are my co-hosts. They are, like I said, our first-time readers, have never read the series before, so we just kind of go chapter by chapter, usually 2 or 3 chapters a week, just making our way through the series. They get crazy theories and I try to keep a straight face and not give anything away. That's really my job.
I love that the New Reader podcast is a lot of fun, and I love what you do, which is you kind of just have them theorize about what this stuff means.
Sure.
And also for those of you, I put links to the podcast in the description of this video if you're curious. I recommend going to the Discord channel when they do a live recording. It's just a lot of fun to hear you all talk. Basically, you get the unproduced version, right? You get to learn more about you three, which I've enjoyed.
There's a lot of stuff that gets cut out.
yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean, right? It's like if this isn't like you just want the podcast, you want the story behind the podcast, I recommend you go and listen to it. And by the way, congratulations. You just celebrated 10,000 downloads. Is that right?
Yeah. So we just hit the 10,000. We started in January, so we're 8 months in. Just hit 10,000 downloads total. So for that, we give away a hardcover copy of The Great Hunt. We announced last night in the live recording. I have not announced on Twitter because I wanted to do it here on the Dusty Wheel as well before.
Yeah. Well, why don't we just do it? Why don't you announce the winner, the hardcover Great Hunt? If you missed the opportunity, make sure you check in next time. Go follow the Will Reads on Twitter. You can make sure you can get part of that. But yeah, why don't you just reveal your winner of the Great Hunt? Sure.
And just by the way, we do these books. This is not our first time doing this. So we do this actually pretty often, give away books. So yeah, follow us on Twitter because that's how you'll find out we're going to give away these books. But the winner is, the handle Sky with an E, Skye. And I think it's at Jane Sky Colt is her, Twitter handle. So
nice.
I will be DMing on Twitter her and getting mailing addresses and figure out where to send the book to.
Well, congratulations, Sky. That's awesome. And for those of you that are watching tonight, we're actually going to be doing a lot of giveaways of our own. We're going to be giving away, I think you've seen these before. 2 people out there have these little Dusty Wheel coasters. We'll eventually get these in a store, but we're going to give these away. We're also going to give away, let's give away 2 mugs tonight. We haven't done a mug giveaway in a long time. And the final giveaway that'll happen this evening, Corey, if you want to show, Corey was kind enough to give away a print this evening of Moiraine. That's an awesome one. So yeah, stick around. For those of you that are watching on Twitter and Facebook, in order to be eligible for any of these giveaways, you're going to have to come over to YouTube and join live chat. We'll have Taylor kind of spin that up here shortly. We'll have everyone join in for the raffle. And then later on in the show, we'll close that out and we'll start picking winners for giveaways. So yeah, if you're watching us again on Twitter and Facebook, that's great. But if you do want to have a chance at these, please come over to YouTube. You can just look up Dusty Wheel, find us, sign in, and join us here in live chat. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, and congratulations once again, Sky, on that hardcover. I've noticed that it's just the giving away the books. There's so much love and interest in the Wheel of Time that, giving away a hardcover book is like gold. It's as a fan, right? I mean, we all. I'm trying to remember if it was like Daniel Green or I think Sarah Nakamura said this too. Like just multiples of the same book because we're fans, and why not own 3 copies?
Exactly.
I think I own 3 copies of The Gathering Storm for that reason.
Paperback, I own a few because they've fallen apart over the years. But
nice. Well, why don't we jump in here with a second announcement of our next episode? Starting Wednesday, we're going to have episodes every Wednesday and then Sunday, probably for the 6 straight weeks. So Sunday, our next episode is going to be a live adaptation. Yes, we finally made it to the Dragon Reborn. Our special guest will be Swana Sadai from the Weaves of the Wheel community on Instagram. There's so many wheels and weaves and reads the Weaves of the Wheel Instagram community. It's a great community. Go join it. Go check them out on Instagram. They're a lot of fun. But yes, she'll be with us. We'll be doing that on Sunday. And yeah, I can't wait to start the Dragon Reborn. That'll be a blast.
I want to promote the Weaves of the Wheel community. They've been so great on the Instagrams. They've been super supportive of my work and just very, very supportive and connecting me in with the community and very enthusiastic. So I think that's great that she's going to be on. That's super cool.
Yeah, I've wanted to. I actually engaged with them a while back. They're just really welcoming. They're just an extremely welcoming community.
Yep.
And I think they were doing kind of some RPG stuff on Instagram.
Yep. Yeah, there's a whole like system that they've got with points and all kinds. They tried to rope me in. I'm like, I don't have time, guys. Like,
no, but it seemed like really cool, and I was like, oh man, yeah. If I wasn't running the show, I'd probably join in there. So go check him out. We can't wait to have you here with us. And by the way, Taylor just told me he's setting up the raffle. You should see it here shortly in chat. And again, it's you'll to join it, you'll actually put !raffle. You'll see everyone doing it in chat if you've joined us over here. So once he gets that running, we'll know. And in the meantime, Corey, why don't you tell kind of the viewers what's going on with your work when it comes to creating Wheel of Time art? Because I saw that you started a new account actually on Instagram called Third Age Art, if that's correct.
Yes, yeah. So I kind of wanted to create a space to consolidate kind of all my fantasy fan art stuff. So primarily right now it's Wheel of Time stuff, but I've got one piece up there for the Lord of the Rings and one for the Stormlight Archives as well. And I intend on doing work in those two realms down the road. So I'm kind of slowly migrating everything to that Third Age Art account, just to have more of a cohesive approach to it for myself. And then I can have my separate account for stuff.
Yeah. I like that, and you're actually giving away a free ebook also.
Yeah.
Can you tell them a little bit about that?
Well, so it's funny, right? People always say that it's good to have an email list when you're a creator because you never know if Facebook or Instagram or something are going to disappear. So as part of that
right.
that effort, I've kind of created an ebook, which is essentially just a small little book that I've compiled with a couple of my fan art pieces inside it and some fun little kind of descriptions of the pieces, and then I also included a little I guess a tutorial or how I created the Rand piece that I did in there. So it's like I think 8 pages or something like that, and you can get it just by going to my Instagram account and there's a link there, and then all I'm asking in return is for people to sign up for my email list so I can just stay in touch with them a little bit easier through my website. So yeah, that's the purpose. But it's been really great. I've had a really good response from it, and I'm probably going to do some more down the road. I have also an ebook that I've been giving away through my website, which is just a how to draw portraits book, and It's a little bit more robust, but it's kind of the basics of portraiture. I intend on expanding on that down the road as well. But for right now, I've been really knee deep in all the Wheel of Time stuff. It's slowed down a little bit for me for the past month or so here. COVID's been a little rough on my business, so I'm kind of in triage mode, just trying to keep that going and putting a lot of energy into that. I do still have that Rand or the Tom Maryland piece in the works, which I was actually just doodling on here before we got together.
Nice.
And I will finish that as soon as possible. But I've got a mural that I've got to finish this month as well. It's like a gigantic 70-foot by 20-foot mural.
Oh, awesome. I want to see that.
Yeah, well, I'll share it with you offline, but it's when it's up, I'll be putting it on my other Instagram account when it's all said and done. But
that's what we need. We need a 70 by 20 Wheel of Time mural.
Oh,
that's what we need.
That'd be super awesome.
By the way, for those of you that really enjoy Corey's work, if you've never seen it, please go in the description. You can click on that, find him on Instagram, go follow Third Age Art. It's just amazing. The characterizations pulling from the actual cast members and just the images that he's created are just fantastic. You saw the print at the beginning of Moiraine, and he's actually giving away one of Rand. That's amazing. He left that open just for one more day. So go check that out on his on his Instagram. And if for those of you that don't know, Corey this is your third. I think it's your third guest appearance with us.
It is, yes. I'm so charmed to be coming back to the inn over and over again. It's wonderful.
It's fun having you here. We had you to do one of those Wheel of Game Time episodes, but you were also here. We did an interview with you. For those of you that haven't ever, heard of Corey, didn't know that we had done an interview, go check that video out. You can just find it in all the videos. He talks a lot more about his process. We kind of dig into his work. It's a lot of fun. So Corey, is awesome to have you here also. And now, thank you. I've seen Taylor got the raffle going in live chat. Again, just a call for those of you on YouTube and Facebook. Shortly, the live stream will end for you. So if you want to join us over here and see the rest of our announcements, again, get a chance at the raffle, come join us over on YouTube. But it's been awesome to have you. Again, to join the raffle, !raffle. See that I see that some of you do it multiple times, and I even see that Taylor joined because he wants a mug too, apparently. So if we win, I'll do penance. If the Dusty Wheel somehow wins this, we'll give away an additional mug. How about that? So that way everyone still gets, 2 at least. So why don't we just make another schedule announcement? Let's jump into that. So the following Watt Wednesday on August 19th, our guest will actually be the Wheel Reads podcast. Can't wait to have it'll be our second episode. New readers. Yeah, that's right. On the nose. Alan is here not only as a guest, but also in part because it would be a lot of fun to announce the fact that they're going to be on the show. We got a great response from our first new reader episode. Can't wait to have his whole crew with us and talk with new readers again. I know this tends to be a spoilery show. In those, we try to keep it non-spoilery. And yeah, we loved hearing from all the new readers out there and look forward to having the Wheel Reads with us then. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun, Alan. I can't wait to get to know you all a lot better. And I want to hear some great theories. I plan to kind of dig in to where you guys are at, because I know you're in the Great Hunt, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yeah, so right now, the last episode recorded last night was they just from stone to stone. So we just got to the Portal World the first time. So that's where we are.
Yeah, spoilers for anyone out there.
Oh yeah,
I'm just kidding. So I want to go back and kind of check in with some of the predictions they've made, and I hope you'll bring some and they'll remember, because I really want to talk about this whole concept of making these predictions and just kind of how fun that must be for you to experience as you go through. So I can't wait. Again, thank you for kind of being willing to be a guest then and now. It's going to be awesome. So, and by the way, Taylor brought this up. For those of you that happen to be here, if you enjoy this kind of weekly live Wheel of Time content, please like this video so other fans can find it. And we hope you'll subscribe to us. If you hate this, whatever. But if you like what we're doing, we really appreciate the subscription. It just encourages us to get up every day and think about what else we can do and who else we can kind of bring on the show. So we appreciate it. So what I want to do now, and I want to remind everybody, if this is the first time you're watching with us, this is a live call-in talk show. So we'll definitely have the phone lines open. Taylor will throw the call-in number up here. It's 1-313-825-5968. You'd think I'd have that memorized by now, but I always look at it because I'm like, what is it again? 1-313-825-5968 or 1-313-TALK-WATT. Feel free to give us a call if you're excited about any of the episodes we have coming up. If you want to talk to these wonderful gentlemen here, or you just want to make a comment about the show itself, we'd love to hear from you. So feel free to give us a call. Now, that being said, I want to jump into, before we make any other announcements about our schedule, I want to talk some Wheel of Time news. Thankfully, Watt on Prime they didn't announce anything today. So unfortunately, we did not get any announcements. My last minute request for Min to be cast fell on deaf ears, apparently. So we did not get any new announcements. But I did want to ask those in chat and ask you both, what do you think about the recent announcements we have? For example, we know for sure that we're going to get quite the character arc when it comes to the Tinkers. So Corey, were you excited? Did you think that they were going to kind of bypass the Tinkers and not really include them? What did you think about that announcement?
Yeah, I never expected that they would bypass the Tinkers. I kind of feel like for Perrin's and Egwene's journey early on, you kind of have to have them. And also knowing, everybody kind of knew that he was Aram. Like, it was kind of like, yeah, we knew that. And so I feel like, you kind of have to have that going on to have all that happen. And the one thing that I noticed when they announced the casting was a lot of people were wondering if perhaps, I forget her name here, Jennifer Preston, if she was going to, or no, not Jennifer Preston, pardon me. They were talking about
Maria.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If maybe the Tinkers were going to have more of a role.
Because Maria Doyle Kennedy is playing, such a kind of a well-known actor is playing that role. Yeah,
and I kind of right away started speculating if maybe, because I was going to the start of the Great Hunt in my head with
right.
visit, and I was like, oh, maybe they're going to do something twisty with having her be a dark friend or something like that. I don't know.
So this is really fun speculation, and for those of you I'm watching some comments go by in chat. Miss Sarah Jane says most excited about Basil Gill. Yeah, we're going to get to that here shortly. But this question of why give such a key actor that role that we really believe is relatively small, and we also know that at the very least the actor playing Aram, I believe we know that he is in 3 episodes of the series. So that doesn't mean that those 3 episodes can't be just like cuts to the Tinker camp or something in the midst of lots of things going on. But Alan, what's your thoughts here as far as knowing that information, knowing that Aram, that Daryl McCormack's going to be in 3 episodes, and knowing that they've kind of given Maria Doyle Kennedy this role that Aida, or how you pronounce her name, what's your thoughts?
Yeah.
Have you gone down the speculation route?
That's not a whole lot. I mean, obviously, Aram plays a bigger role, so you would have him in more episodes. As far as having a big name in a small role, my thought process initially was, yeah, that happens. I mean, you get cameos sometimes it's like cameos, but a bigger name come in, because it costs a lot to keep a big name in for a long period of time. So if you're going to have a big name, either you have to give a major role or you give them a small bit just so you pay for one episode. And it kind of just adds star power and names to the marquee. So that's my thought process from a producer standpoint.
Yeah, no, that's true. You're right. It could just be that. And by the way, I want to make one last call out to our fans on YouTube and Facebook. You'll have to catch the rest of the show over here on YouTube if you're not over here already. But yes, thank you very much for sticking with us and watching the live stream over there. For those of you on YouTube, stay right here. We're going to keep going, but we'll talk to our fans on Twitter and Facebook during our next live stream. But Alan, to your point, this idea of it just potentially, being this cameo role, if you will, I think is probably likely correct. But at the same time, Rafe has talked about this idea of, giving, augmenting certain roles.
Sure.
And, it does make me wonder if the Tinkers will have an augmented role, if you will. And I'm going to put out the question to and get your kind of reaction to that. But I'm going to put this question out to chat, which is thumbs up if you think that the casting is communicating to us that the Tinkers will have an augmented role from the books than what we see in the books, or thumbs down if you just don't believe that, if you think it's just going to be the same thing that we normally get. And again, for those of you that are new and jumped in chat just recently, if you want to be part of the giveaways that we're going to do later in the show for the coasters and mugs and for the print that Corey's going to give away, make sure you enter the raffle by putting !raffle here. But back to you, Alan. Do you think there's an augmentation here of role, or do you think it's just kind of the Tinkers as usual?
I mean, I think the Tinkers might get a little expanded role. I think that's a fun part of the Wheel of Time universe. And it becomes definitely, obviously spoilers out, a lot bigger once you get to book 4 and Rudy and figuring out the history of the Aiel. So
that's true.
So they could expand it out early on, I guess, to add more weight to that big reveal, because honestly, that becomes even more weighty if you get to know the Tinkers better, and then you get to know from the Aiel headspace why it's so devastating to them, if that makes sense. So whereas in the books, it's a big reveal, but the Tinkers aren't as fleshed out beforehand. You just know that they don't like them. They call them lost ones, whatever. But it's not. Yeah, they're just kind of minor characters.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that, which is they do actually get an expanded role later on somewhat. And what's your take here, Corey? Do you think that it's likely an expanded role, or just basically kind of setting up the Tinkers for what we get later on?
This is what I would say. I feel like it's not necessarily an expanded role, but it's maybe giving more screen time to, when you've got all this stuff to pick from. I think they're picking the Tinkers to allow screen time as opposed to other pieces that they could have given screen time to. I think the writers maybe are integrating just having more of the Tinkers, like not expanding from what the books are, but giving them the screen time that they need. And I feel like it is really there. I think the Tinkers really play off of the rest of society so well too. I think they're a really neat culture piece that really gives an opportunity for a lot more of for like viewers who are coming into the show not having read the books. I feel like the Tinkers give a real neat baseline of a different look at things culturally than what maybe the rest of the cultural backdrop will be. Kind of similar to the Shan-Chan, right? Like there's just these very disparate kind of viewpoints, and I think the Tinkers are key for that. I think new viewers will really it'll do a lot for them.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that for sure. Digging in, I hope that that's what Rafe is doing really, which is, taking his time and having us get to know people and cultures a bit more maybe than just kind of rushing ahead of them. And so maybe that's what this means from a character arc perspective. We have a couple callers on. What I would like to do first before we bring a caller in, I'd like to make another announcement about our schedule. So the following Sunday after the Wheel Reads podcast is with us, we're going to be doing an episode all about music and the Wheel of Time. No, we don't have the composer on with us, but we will have Androl, the Bard of Time, whose music you all enjoy at the beginning of the show, and Nikhil, who also recently had the Budapest Orchestra do kind of music of the Wheel of Time. I think it has. You can find him also on YouTube. He'll be with us, and we'll actually get some answers from Andre Vorsa, who actually put together an album of the Wheel of Time. So we'll be talking about basically, what does the Wheel of Time sound like to you as a fan? What should it sound like? What are, this question hasn't really come to mind until now, which is we have a composer and we're going to have a show that has iconic music that's associated with it. So I can't wait for that episode. That's gonna be a lot of fun to have them both with us. I can't wait to get Andrew on and talk about the music that he put together for us, which was awesome. He's really great. He's done a lot of little clips of music for a lot of the Twitter of Time community. So that's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then why don't we bring in one of our callers here? First, our first caller is Justin. Justin, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Fantastic. So what's your question, and is it a spoilerish question? Do we need to warn our audience?
It's potentially spoilerish for your guests.
Oh, for my guests. Okay, so for those of you that are watching, my guests for sure have read the book, so at the very least, if they don't know what you're about to say, then that's on them. For those of you that are watching that don't want anything spoiled in the books, hey Taylor, can you throw up a spoiler message? Just sure. We'll put the spoiler message up while we're discussing this question or comment, and then we'll take this down when it's over. So if you're watching again and you don't want anything spoiled, just take a little break and we'll let you know when to come back. So tell us your comment, Justin, or a question you have for us.
So they're like a good portion through the Great Hunt, right?
Yeah, so my first-time readers are. I've read the series multiple times, or at least I've read it through once completely, done a couple of partial read-throughs, and I'm currently on a first audiobook listen through. So, yeah. But, yeah, my first-time readers who aren't listening right now, they're only partially to the Great Hunt. So.
Yeah, so you're good. You won't spoil it for any of us.
So
you're
good. I'm on my third read-through. You can't spoil us. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Did you catch the lie?
So did they catch the lie?
Yeah. So the lie when it comes to Varen. When
Varen shows up in Wolf Brother Chat. So we just recorded that last night. I kind of want to say listen to find out because that episode comes out next Tuesday.
I love it. I love it. You just listen and find. Wow. So you laughed the audience of come check out my podcast if you want to know the answer to Justin's pressing question.
they pick let's put it this way. They do pick up a lot of stuff. And a lot of times they call everyone Black Aja and Dark Friends. So. I don't know if they picked up the lie per se, but they have called Varen a dark friend. They call everyone a dark friend. So, they call me a dark friend. They just everyone's a dark friend. So.
Everyone's a dark friend at this point. So yeah, that makes it a little bit easier on them. Justin, did you catch the lie the first time through, or how many times you've read the books? What was your experience with the Varen story?
No, I caught the lie on my first read through.
Nice.
And I always thought she was a good guy.
Did you were you surprised?
I started reading when Crossroads of Twilight was still a hardback.
Okay. Yeah, were you surprised then in the reveal at all? Were you surprised, or did you just expect the reveal?
I was ecstatic about the reveal because I was right.
Yes, I feel you. I was there.
I predicted.
I was almost there with you, which is to say that I could not say the word Black Aja, but I said everything else. But I was almost there with you. Do you? By the way, before yeah, go ahead.
I assumed she was not a traditional Aes Sedai, but I knew she was a good guy.
Yeah, so I think I was at the same place, which I thought she was.
That's my proudest. That was my proudest prediction about Wheel of Time.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that is. I would agree with you there. I jumped off a chair when I read it, and then I think I tell people this all the time. It's 3:00 in the morning, and I read that line, and I pumped my arm in the air. That's how excited I was about being right about something, because you're wrong about so many other things. Hey Justin, before we let you go, thanks for calling in again. What is of all the books? What's your favorite?
Oh, 4 from Robert Jordan, probably.
Yeah, I would.
And then that's tough.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah,
I would
probably
say
4 from Robert Jordan, and then the very final book I would go with.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm a Towers of Midnight fan myself, but I'm kind of biased to that book. But yeah, I think The Shadow Rising is a fantastic one. And one last question before we let you go. What is your excitement level for the Amazon TV series? Very excited, neutral, or not excited at all?
I want to say 11 out of 10.
Nice.
Because it looks like they're doing everything right. But I'm just scared of adaptation, so I don't know.
I think
Probably
you're right.
11 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I'm at 11. At the same time, I have some trepidation. By the way, Justin, thank you very much for calling in. I appreciate the question. Great question, and I love that it turned into a laugho from Alan. So, hey, Justin, have a good evening, okay?
You too.
Yep, good night. So, that was a great question. I saw a bunch of people ask, what was the lie? What was the lie? I think the lie that I think he's talking about is that Moraine sent me. It was that idea. So, Taylor, you can take down the show contains spoilers now. So for those that are actually watching that are concerned about that, we can turn that off for now unless our next caller, for some reason, also has a spoilers question. So why don't we just want to remind everyone that's watching right now, if you want an opportunity to be part of the giveaways, you need to enter that because we'll probably shut that off here in about 8 minutes. We'll close up the raffle and we'll start our giveaways. But let me bring in our next caller first before we do that. And we know this caller very well. Welcome to the Dusty Wheel, Norm. How you doing tonight?
Gentlemen, as always, it is an honor and a pleasure to be on your show. So I tip my hat and I raise my mug to you, gentlemen, and to everyone in chat. Huzzah! I have a question. Actually, this is for you, Corey, if you could help me out, good dear sir. 2 questions. One, do you take commissions? In other words, can people actually call you and email you to draw something for us? And 2, if you do you take also suggestions for a future drawing that you will do with your lovely artistry, sir?
Yeah. So to answer your first question, yes, I do commissions. I recently finished, actually, if you go on, so how people connect with me for those primarily is through my Instagram. And right now the best place is through the @ThirdAgeArt account on Instagram. And you can just direct message me there. I do have a little note in my bio that says commissions are currently closed because as I said at the start of the show, I'm kind of dealing with some stuff right now that I got to get under control before I kind of fill my calendar with more art. But I love doing commissions. It's been great. The hardest, most challenging one that I did was for a gentleman named Joseph. And it was, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it was depicting the battle between the Shido and Matt, the pre-Band of the Red Hand, but it was crazy. It was very challenging.
That one's amazing. That one's amazing. If you guys have not seen that one, just go to Third Age Art and check that. Just check his work out. That one in particular, I love that commission. That was fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, I was happy with how it turned out. Very challenging, probably one of the most challenging pieces I've ever done. But so to answer your second question, that piece in particular, Joseph had a very kind of an idea of what he wanted, a scene that he wanted depicted, and so he contacted me and in commissioning me was like, this is kind of what I want to see. And then I worked back and forth with him on some sketches and trying to get things to a state where he was happy with the direction of the composition and stuff. And then I also, just in terms of suggestions of work, I'm always happy to have people be like, hey, I really want to see this. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it when I can. It's hard. Time is always the biggest challenge for me because I'm a busy person. I run a business full time, and then I do this stuff on the side when I'm not writing. I'm working on a graphic novel that's being published next year. So I'm in the middle of writing that, and I've got a couple novels in the works too. So I'm a dad and a husband, and I live on a little acreage where I've got a broken lawn tractor right now that I'm trying to fix. So things are crazy. But yeah, I love suggestions and I love talking about art. So
yeah, that's a great question, Lancer. Thanks for always calling in, man. Any final note before we let you go tonight?
No, I just want to say thank you, gentlemen. And also, Corey, one last question. For those of us who are not on Instagram, because, well, let's face it, my generation, or at least maybe it's just me, is not into that stuff, we like email you or something with this info or something?
Yeah, well, I have a website. It's just CoreyLansdell.com. And so I post stuff through there. I have a contact form on there, I think. Which you can contact me through that. And that'll just go straight to my email address. It's just, I'm not afraid to put it out there because it's all over the place. It's just my first name and then at pulpstudios.ca. That's my email address. So and if you can reach out, and if I have the capacity and things work, I'm always happy to collaborate with people. It's great.
Yeah, by the way, that link is actually in the description too. So you should be able to find it in the description of the video. I put that link to sign up for the ebook, and that is the website where you should be able to kind of contact Corey. So
that's awesome. Yeah, thanks for the questions. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Lancer, as always, man, awesome to hear from you. Awesome to see you in chat. And good night, Norm. Have a good one, man.
Take care, gentlemen. Have fun.
You too.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's that time of night. Before we get into more scheduling announcements here, we have 2 more to go, and I feel like it's time for a raffle. So this is it. We're going to close up the raffle. Taylor's going to close this up. So if you have not entered, we'll give you another minute or so, ! Raffle in there, and put that in there. I saw Emmy show up here in chat. She should join, even though she's won before. I think it's all part of this. It would be awesome to get a coaster out to you, Emmy. So give it a shot. But again, if you want one more opportunity here, please put in exclamation point raffle, and then we'll have Taylor close this up. So while we're letting you have one more moment to do that, was there anything else, Alan, that came out of the news recently or hasn't come out in the news that you find interesting or compelling about the Wheel of Time TV show?
Sure. So, I was one of those guys on the camp of they might cut Kalen. Not that I wanted Kalen cut, but early on, because they just weren't announcing men, they were announcing, not that men happens to Kalen, but they were, Gowan and Gilad and Lade and that whole crew. The Kalen crew was not being announced, and there was no rumors or anything, and still isn't really as far as who's playing those. So for a while, I thought that they might cut it, but then they announced Basil Gill. So I don't see how that fits in without having Kalen. So now I'm kind of back on the
You're back on the. It is funny how we kind of jump off and on the different bandwagons, right?
Yeah. So no, I don't think they're cutting Kalen now because I don't see where they would put him. Like, I guess randomly on the road. Like he's the Innkeeper. So yeah. Okay. So.
Well, yeah, that's the giving us Basil Gill actually does kind of it. Camelin has to be on the road, although unless they made him. That'd be weird for him to change the Innkeeper to some other. Weird. Yeah, that'd be strange. To make him like Kinch or something. Yeah, it doesn't fit for me. So yeah, it's just weird. But yeah. I'll throw this last question out to chat before we pick our first winner. Do you think that that we're going to get Elaine and Gawain and Galad and Morghese because we got Basil Gill now. Now that we know we're going to Camelin, what's your confidence level that we're definitely going to see them? We're just not getting them yet because they're holding them out. So thumbs up if you still think we're going to get the whole Camelin crew, or thumbs down if you're, not sure, or you think no, we're not going to. I'm kind of curious what chat will bring up. So I saw a bunch of people enter the raffle. Taylor's going to close it up right here. We'll do our first raffle, and then we'll do another announcement, I think. So yeah, let's give away some coasters, Taylor. Let's do a coaster. Pick a winner of the coaster. What's funny is I always say this, and then everything goes quiet, and we're all waiting. Yeah, we need that. We need some music, kind of like
some drum rolls.
Exactly. Taylor, go for it. Let's pick a winner. By the way, lots of thumbs up. Basil Gill is totally convincing everyone. We're definitely going to get it. Oh, there we go. Our first winner of the coaster, Blue Balsamon. That's won the coaster. Well played. Well played, sir. Or ma'am, or whoever. We will contact us on Discord, Twitter, Facebook. You can find us anywhere. Let us know that who you are, and we'll get this coaster out to you. Let's do the other coaster now. Taylor, go ahead. That one made me laugh so much. I just want to give away more coasters. Let's do it. Let's give away another coaster, Taylor, here. By the way, yeah, definitely thumbs up. And then Jin has won a coaster. Congratulations to Blue Balsamon and Jin on your coaster wins. Like I said, get a hold of us through one of our social media accounts. Let us know who you are, and we'll contact you over direct message and figure out how to get those to you. Okay, so let's keep going. Discussion. We have some people online that we'll bring into the show here just shortly. But I want to make our next schedule announcement. It's 3 Watt Wednesdays from today. Yes, we are back, folks, with episode 3 of RJ's Notes. Nice. Yes, Robert Jordan's Notes, Maureen Sadai. We're going to talk about her evolving role in Robert Jordan's Notes. It's quite insane at some levels of all the different plans that he had for her, and we can't wait to kind of talk it through with you. And if there's time, we might even get to Nynaeve. So Robert Jordan's Notes, episode 3. Everyone's been loving those. August 26th. Come back, be with us there. We'll have a lot of fun with Therese and Linda talking about the notes. That one, I love doing those each month. It's just fun. It's fun getting an insight into Robert Jordan and then sharing that with everyone else. So Maureen Sadai and potentially Nynaeve if we have time that day. So why don't we bring in one of our guests that's waiting here to ask us a question. So let's welcome to the show Levi. Levi, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and you guys?
Fantastic. So do you have any spoiler questions that we need to throw a spoiler banner up for, or is it unrelated to a spoiler?
Yes, it is spoilers up through the end of the series.
Okay, spoilers.
If that's all right.
That's fine. I know we have some people in chat, maybe even Emmy here. So yeah, spoiler. Taylor, go ahead and throw the spoiler banner up. The next question is going to deal with spoilers through the entire series. So if you don't want anything spoiled, you're halfway through, whatever you're reading this, please, take your earphones off. We'll take the banner down when we're done. So, okay, I think that's sufficient. I think we give sufficient warning for all of you out there. So, Levi, go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. My question is, I just kind of wanted to get your guys' opinion with Rand and his bonds. And I think the first was Alana. Is that correct? Am I getting the right name?
Yep, Alana, yep.
Yeah. Towards the end...
I was going to say, she came in... yeah, you're right. Sorry, go ahead with your question.
I was going to say, at the end, during the final bit, she's dying. Nynaeve is worried that that's going to, pretty well kill Rand, like all warders. But I was curious. I've been thinking, with his... Rand being bonded to multiple women, do you think that would affect how he reacts to Alana's death? And do you think it would? I think, I'm kind of in mind it would hurt, but I don't think it would affect him the way it does all the other warders.
Yeah, so this is a great question. It certainly is not going to affect him the same way. I don't believe so. And And I think in the end, I channeling and being a channeler, and I think everything that Rand's gone through would affect his ability to handle that moment. And so just Rand himself, regardless of what the metaphysics around it were. I tend to believe that there would not be the typical reaction that one might expect from that moment. Do you believe any differently, Alan, Corey?
Yeah, I think at that point, Rand's seen worse.
What did you say?
I said Rand's seen worse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Nathan's pointing this out in chat that we've seen Aes Sedai who have multiple warders and lose one and they still feel a lot. Yes, absolutely. But I think it goes back to this. Yeah, the Rand, everything he's dealt with up to this point. I don't think it would have the effect that it would just on a warder who happens to potentially die, or the Aes Sedai dies in that case.
Like the context of it too. I mean, everything that's going on in that whole when it happens is there's a lot going on. You know what I mean?
There's so much more. So I think I can't remember if Robert Jordan ever answered questions about this before he passed, about not this particular incident, but I think he does say something about this, and now I want to go look it up, which I won't do right in this moment as we're doing the show, but now I want to look it up afterwards. Leva, what's your take on this on your own question?
I'm kind of mind that the other three would kind of buffer the pain, or the how the other warders experience kind of the insanity that makes them attack until death. I think it would have buffered him, and like you guys said, his past experiences would dampen some of the pain. But along with that, and I mean, he's fully focused elsewhere, I think it would have taken effect much later and wouldn't have had as great of effect on the final battle as what we're kind of perceived to believe.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Joe Perry does point out in chat, he says, I don't know, Lan was pretty effed up when Moraine died, and he's a rock, or died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he also only had Moraine, where Rand's, he kind of didn't care as much about Alana as the other three, so I think that would have had a pretty significant effect.
Yeah, for sure. And one last question for you before we let you go for the evening. What's your feeling on excitement around the Wheel of Time TV series? Are you kind of amped up for it, just kind of trepidatious, neutral, or not looking forward to it? Where are you at with this?
I am extremely amped. I've read the books for multiple years, multiple times through. I've gotten my aunt into the books here recently.
Nice.
And she's planning on coming over and watching the shows with me when they release. So, I mean, I'm extremely amped.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're converting new followers of the Wheel of Time. I love it. Levi, thank you so much for calling in. Appreciate you being a viewer of the show and for kind of reaching out and asking us this question. Great question. And hopefully we'll see you back in chat.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I wonder if it would have been different had that happened pre-Mountaintop experience.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's good. Verse before Zen Rand. Yeah. So let's end the spoilers for right now. Taylor, you can take down the banner for those that are watching and waiting for that banner to come down. That spoiler's over. You can jump back in with us, and why don't we give away a mug? Let's give away a mug. I think let's do that. So Taylor, why don't you? Again, if you've never gotten a mug from us. It'll be one of the variety. It's either this one, or you can see this one back here. And we actually have kind of a tall mug, too. So I know, by the way, every time I reach back here or touch things, people think this is like a green screen back here. So it's like, no, it's moving. We're happy to give away a mug. Let's give one of them to one of our viewers, Taylor. Let's pick a winner, if you will. We need the drum rolls. We have to get the drum roll kind of built into this. Oh yes, Miss Sarah James, nice. Congratulations. That's amazing. So excited than the Sarah James one. That's awesome. I know where your social media is, so I'll ping you here after the show and find out what you're looking for as far as a mug. That's fantastic. I'm so excited about that one. So let's also jump into, let's give our last mug away, Taylor. Let's do it. Let's give the last mug away, and we'll save the final giveaway for the very end. Pick a mug winner, Taylor. Let's go for it. Yeah, Taylor's giving us some drums back there, off-screen drums. I like it.
We've got drums in chat too. It's great.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, Stephen Rawls. Appreciate that. Then Joan Bohm has won a mug also. So Joan, hopefully you're still here. We did have an incident where somebody was in chat and then they left, and we still can't find them. So Joan, get a hold of us on Discord or other social media. Feel free to jump, follow us in the description. You can find us there and let us know that you won, and we will get that mug to you. That's awesome. I love giving away stuff during these episodes. It's just a lot of fun for me. So we have one more caller. Let's bring that caller in. But let's do our final episode for August. Let's reveal what that's going to be. I'm looking forward to this one a lot. On the last, I can't remember if the 30th is a Sunday. I think it is. Either way, August 30th, we're going to be talking about art and fandom and the Wheel of Time. That's right. We're going to have illustrator Maria Malandrino, or Memo Art, as many of know her. She's drawn all these chibi little images for a lot of Twitter of Time followers. I can't wait to have her on. She's amazing. I love her art when it comes to Wheel of Time, or just her art in general. She's another person you should be going and following on Instagram. Just a fantastic illustrator. I can't wait to have her on. And she's maybe one of multiple artists that we'll have on talking about the Wheel of Time and art. So yeah, I can't wait to have that. That's going to be the end. That's how we'll end off August. I'm excited for that one. So that one been great. So let's bring our next caller in. That is our August schedule. Hopefully you enjoy or look forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun throughout all of August. Like I said, starting next Wednesday, we'll have episodes every Wednesday and Sunday. And then we get to come back in September and do this again. I can't believe it's already been a month. So let's bring our last caller into the show. Hello, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Fantastic. So what's your name?
It's Malkia Talks.
Oh, Malkia Talks. How you doing? Fantastic. I didn't know who was calling in. So Malkia Talks, it's awesome to have you with us. So what's up?
I'm good. It's been a few weeks since I've watched live, and I promised you I'd be ringing in, so here I am.
Yeah, it's fantastic to have you here. What's your comment on the schedule or question for my guests? What's on your mind tonight?
Well, the schedule sounds awesome, but my question to you and the guests is, if you could live anywhere in the Westlands, or Randlands, depending on what you want to call it, where would you live, and why would it be Malkia?
Well done. I feel like I saw this question on Instagram. Okay, this is a good question. For those of you that are watching in chat, I want to hear your answer to Malkia Talks' question. Where in the Westlands? Is it only in the Westlands, or is it all of Randland that we can pick from? Like, can we pick the Shanshan continent, the land of the madmen? All of it? Yeah. Okay, so that's the question for chat is, where would you want to live in all of Randland if you could? And I will go to Corey. You are on the spot first. What's your answer to this question?
It's easy for me, actually. It's the two rivers. Being a Alberta boy who lives in the country out here. I've lived kind of almost half my life out in the country, just like flat behind the trees and just the smells and everything. It's like when I read their setting at the start of The Eye of the World, it's like home for me. I'm like, oh, this feels natural. I'm like, yeah, there's like, it just feels comfortable and where I would want to be.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's a great answer. By the way, in chat is so fun to see these answers. I'm seeing like Camelin, Eboudoir, Erdeman, Shara, Falme, just all over the place. It's awesome.
Don Alan, Bailey, can I choose to live with Elaine?
Yeah, we didn't say whom with.
That's a good answer. Wherever she lives.
So yeah, Alan, where would you go with this question?
Yeah, so put me on the spot, but just off the top of my head, So a lot of people have heard the story about how I found the series and everything like that. And one thing about me is I'm an avid sailor. I race sailboats, and that has to do with how I found the series. But Tremalki probably because I'm most comfortable on ship, being seafolk or living on a seafolk ship somewhere.
Cool.
But yeah, I found the series actually when I was trying to sail around the world a few years ago, and
Nice.
was in the random bookstore and found out about it. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a great answer for this one. Honestly, I think I would want to. I'm going to cheat and say I would want to live in one of the cities from the Age of Legends. That's right, I cheated. I'm going back in age. I want to pick a city from before the breaking in the Age of Legends, and I don't even know the name of it. Oh, Paradisen. There we go, Paradisen. Before pre-breaking. That's my answer. So, Malkier Talks. What's your answer to your own question?
I would. I think I definitely live in Malkier, but like pre.
Yeah, I feel like that's cheating. I feel like that's cheating. So if you can't pick Malkier. So if you couldn't pick it, by the way, Megan's calling me a cheater too. That's right. I'm the host. I get to cheat. So yeah, you can't. If you can't pick Malkier, where would you pick?
All right. I think I'd live in the Waste with the Aiel because I like a challenge.
Wow, the Waste.
That's bold.
I feel like you're only saying that because you've never lived in the Waste. That's why. That's a great pick.
Well, not a fun, but it would be an experience.
Yes, exactly.
Indeed.
Hey, Malkier Talks, thanks very much for calling. What time is it over there for you right now?
It's literally just on 3:00.
Nice.
In the morning.
You're amazing for staying up for this live show. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you found it worth it. And maybe if you stick around here shortly, we have a final giveaway that we'll be doing. It is the picture of Moiraine. If you want to show that again, Corey, Corey's giving away a print of Moiraine. I can't wait. So we'll do that right before the show ends. So hopefully you stick around and give us just a couple more minutes of your time before you fall asleep, my friend. So have a good evening, okay? or get some good sleep after this, okay? Yeah. Good night. So yeah, that's a fun question. It was great to see in chat all the different kind of places people would want to live. I think that's one of the appeals of the Wheel of Time. It just kind of goes back to Jordan's books. There's something for everyone here that if someone finds just whether it's a culture, whatever it is, just finds a person they really enjoy and wants to live there. I love that. And so, yeah, thanks for everyone that answered that question in chat here with us. I want to obviously do this final giveaway, but I want to give an opportunity for both of you before we end the show here. I want to give an opportunity for both of you to any final words, whether or not it's news about the show, whether or not it's about your podcast or the art you're doing, or just generally anything you want to say before we finish up. And I'll start with you, Corey.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to tip my hat to you, Matt, and everybody who's doing content like this in the Wheel of Time right now. The world's a tumultuous place, and these little bits of time that we get are special. So thank you, and thanks to everybody in chat, and just being a part of this is just wonderful and soul-filling. So thank you.
Well, thank you. That wasn't what this was for, but I appreciate it. I'll tap him.
Give me the opportunity. This is what I do. And other than that, I would like to just say, please go. I'm trying to transfer my audience over to @ThirdAgeArt on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, please go and follow me there. And then also some people were asking me about seeing like a sketch of the mural that I mentioned. And I have a Patreon account, and most of I post a bunch of sketches and early work and stuff for my patrons. It's just a little bit of a perk for them. So I try to keep any of that early stuff inside my Patreon account so that they can kind of get a bit of a perk for taking that step to partner with me in my work. So
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing this up. Please do. If you're watching this, we posted just today. I posted a content creator thread on Twitter. If you haven't seen it, and they're trying to figure out a way to port it also to Facebook and some other places. It's not done by any means, but it has a lot of those who are creating content on YouTube and those who are doing podcasts. We'll eventually get to fan sites, artists like yourself, Corey, and the idea is to tie the community together as much as possible and make it really easily and accessible to everyone out there to find content creators. So if you really enjoy content by someone like Corey or Alan, make sure you go support them. Follow them on social media, whatever that means to you. Again, we love to just having somebody follow us. That's fantastic. Being able to communicate with you doesn't have to be through Patreon, but if you'd like to, do that too. So, Alan, any final note before we pick a winner of the last giveaway?
Sure. Well, I just want to thank you again for having me on, and this week and in the future. I'll thank you in advance for that. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed coming on here. I've watched the show for a while, but I just also want to say thank you to everyone in the Wheel of Time community, whether it's on Twitter or here, or people that listen to us. When I started a podcast, I thought 3 people would listen to us. I was just doing it. Really, I did it to convince my friends to read the books. So, because they like to talk and they thought it was a cool idea. I didn't think anybody else would listen to us. So, I'm really excited about that. And just come check us out if you haven't checked out our podcast before. We're just 3 friends that like to talk about Wheel of Time now. So,
yeah,
it's a good time.
Congratulations again with hitting 10,000 downloads. Keep going.
Yeah.
It's fantastic to see the success you're having. Again, I think there's such a huge audience for people that are doing new reader kind of podcasts, and that's fantastic. And again, welcome. Thank you both of you for showing up and being part of the show tonight. For those of you that are curious, we do kind of an after show. We have an after show. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I should have said this before. On my Third Age art, I am giving away this print as well. I was going to do the draw today, but I postponed it till tomorrow. So if you get over there, make sure, I think it's like the 3rd post in, just go and follow the directions there and you can get entered. Tomorrow I'm going to do the draw.
Awesome. Yeah, no, thanks. It's a beautiful print. No worries. For those of you that are curious, we do an after show on Discord. You can find the link to the Dusty Wheel Discord in the description. Go jump over there. If you have any questions, just want to kind of talk about the schedule we just released or news. We just basically just chat for an hour or 2 after the show. It's a lot of fun. So find us at Discord right after this. Okay. So that being said, we got everything out of the way. Let's do this final giveaway. Taylor, I feel like we do need, this is like one of those, we need drums out there. So do your own drums, if you will. And Taylor's going to pick a final winner for the art giveaway here in just a second. But I want to thank everyone for showing up in chat. Again, if you want to like this video, we really appreciate it to help other fans find us. And please do subscribe if you've enjoyed this little show tonight and you are looking forward to the schedule we have coming up in August. Okay, so Taylor, go ahead and pick us our final giveaway winner for the Corey Lansdell Moiraine print. Here we go. Malkier Talks is still here, man. It's good to see you. And our winner is Troy. Wow, Troy, kid. You won the print. Congratulations, Troy. That's fantastic. Please reach out. Corey, would you like them to reach out to you over social media?
Yeah, that would be great. If you want to reach out to me through my Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, you can get me on Twitter at Corey Lansdell. Or you can grab a hold of Matt. If you're unable to get a hold of me, send it to Matt and he'll get a hold of me. We can make it work.
Yeah. Feel free to reach out to us also if you can't get a hold of Corey. We'll make that happen. Once again, congratulations to all of our winners. And I want to just remind everybody to, reach out after this because there's so much going on. I don't want this lost in the shuffle. And make sure you come back here next Watt Wednesday. Like I said, polling the Wheel of Time. We're going to talk about fan favorites with Twitter of Time's favorite pollster, the Rogue Elfin. So again, thanks everyone for showing up tonight. Thank you both. It was a lot of fun and hope that you will all enjoy the August schedule of shows. And actually, hold on just 1 second. Taylor has something to ask me before I cut us out here. Yes. Obviously, he was double checking. Just a reminder, reach out to us if you won and we'll make sure we get you the coasters and mugs and print. So again, that's it for tonight, everyone. Awesome to see you all here. And as we say around here, good night from the Dusty Wheel and smash to black.
If you want news